What up, everybody? It's Rob the Mellow Guy, and I'm back at you with another video. This one, as you can see from the title, my favorite black metal releases from my collection. Actually, let's say I didn't bring over everything. I still have some CDs I could have also shared, some vinyl, but these are the ones I thought I'd talk about, share. Some of them I already brought up actually in past videos if you want to go and check. I have talked about some of these releases, especially anything that I've bought in over the past few months, which I've included in my vinyl video updates, CD update videos as well. So yeah, that's what I thought I'd do today. Kind of boring. I mean, it's raining. The weather's been crap here in the Bay Area. We've gotten some pretty heavy rain. Last night there was some thunder and lightning. And up in the Sierras, it's getting pelted with snow. Gosh damn, I'm talking like blizzard, crazy conditions. So very, very difficult if you're trying to go to the city of Reno, Nevada, which if you saw my last video, I was making fun of it. Besides one record store I like, Discology. So yeah, there's an update. Who would have thought, Rod the Mellow Guy's channel here, you're getting weather updates. Probably more knowledgeable than damn weather people, because guess what? Every time they say, oh, it's going to rain, or oh, this or that, the chances, it never happens. Or it starts raining when they said it wasn't going to rain. So I always tell people, man, so hard to predict the weather, and these people sometimes on TV, you just can't believe them. These phony looking people. Anyway, let's get into we'll start with the CDs first. How about that? I thought I'd show, actually I brought over my whole, Satanic Warmaster collection. Again, speaking of black metal, great Finnish black metal. If you're not familiar with Satanic Warmaster, iconic black metal act, really the mastermind behind it, the true werewolf. He has been doing it for years now. Gosh, it's been a long time, and been a huge fan. A lot of people I've always felt when you say black metal, they'll right away go mayhem or Burzum, because of movies, or they've heard on freaking social media about burning churches or stuff. And I always tell people, it's like, man, you got to really check out. There's so many great bands that are just not from Norway. I feel that the Norwegian black metal scene gets so much attention. It's one of those things that, yeah, there's some good bands from Norway, black metal bands. Yeah, influential, but man, look at the whole scene. Look at Sweden, Finland, hell, Germany. There's been some great black metal bands from even America. We've had some really solid black metal bands, as of recent, especially too, bands that have been influenced, mixing genres of black metal, death metal, bestial war metal. Gosh damn, it's everywhere now. But when I look at like what Satanic Warmaster has accomplished and continues to accomplish, with recent recordings, they're just one of those bands that really gets the tone, the sound, just the whole presentation, the way the drums are recorded, the vocals. When you listen to Satanic Warmaster, that to me is the benchmark if you're a black metal band. I'm just going to say that right there. That's why I have, as you see in my hand, quite a few CDs from Satanic Warmaster, because they're definitely in my top. If I was to say, favorite black metal bands, Satanic Warmasters is up there easily. But where do I begin? So, Revelation of the Night. This is a really cool release, very haunting. Some very dark riffs on this. Really like the production. It kind of grabs that raw, grim kind of sounding feel. The atmospheres on the release are just purely sinister, which I like about it. Also, I love the little insert here. You see like the bear in the tree. I think that's hella. That's kind of funny. There's a bear in a tree. So no, but this is a solid release. Revelation of the Night. It actually brings together the releases of the night and Revelation. So that's why I think you get the 2004 release of the night, and then you get the 2007 Revelation. Wolves of Revelation, sign of Winter's Storm. That's some really cool stuff on this. The sign of the Warmaster. That's the one. Again, if you want to check out Satanic Warmaster songs, I would right there say the Sign of the Warmasters one is check out. But no, this is a solid release, and I got this through Hell's Headbangers. Actually, I'm going to point this out in this video. Most of my Satanic Warmaster series, actually all of them, I have purchased through Hell's Headbangers. So if you are a fan of Satanic Warmaster and you're looking for their releases, go no further than just, hey, Hell's Headbangers. Go right there, the website. They have it all. I mean, they've been doing a great job working with Werewolf Records, the label that's put out the Satanic Warmaster releases. But Hell's Headbangers has a distribution, relationship with Werewolf Records, and they put out a lot of the stuff, and they made it accessible and at fair prices, and I have to give credit where credit's due. And I think that's why I purchased a lot of my releases through Hell's Headbangers, is because I just like how the site's laid out. I like that they have the releases, all different black metal, death metal, thrash metal, doom, everything is on Hell's Headbangers, which is so cool. So you can shop a variety of different styles of metal. And Satanic Warmaster is, to me, that's like their main, one of their main bands. And they have so many CDs, vinyls, t-shirts, sweatshirts, you name it. The merchandise for Satanic Warmaster is there. So check it out, Hell's Headbangers. This one, We Are the Worms That Crawl on the Broken Wings of an Angel. It's a compilation. Great release as well. Chant of the Barbarian Wolves, one of my favorite Satanic Warmaster songs, is on this release. Great song, epic intro. I love the intro to it. The actually intro before this song, it has this kind of triumphant feel to it. It kind of throws you into like this state of like you're preparing for a battle, and then boom, just black metal onslaught with Chant of the Barbarian Wolves. And The Burning Eyes of the Werewolf is a good song as well. And so this is cool because it's a compilation, so you get a lot of good songs, and you can put this on, and to me there's no disappointment. It's just the songs run through. Good release as well. Highly recommend it. We Are the Worms That Crawl on the Broken Wings of an Angel. I always worry I'm going to mispronounce her because it's a very long compilation title. Speaking of mispronunciation, because I am definitely the master of butchering names. Hell, even names that should be easy I butcher, but it is what it is. This is Nachzaher. It's a German word, I believe. Werewolf mythology. Satanic Warmaster. This is a very vicious, raw, aggressive, brutal. Just throw it all in there. This is one of the albums that just stands out because to me it has more of a direct, vicious tone to it at times. The songs, the riffs, vocally, there's just something about this. Warmaster Returns just insane. I love the track, the riffs. It's got kind of even there's some songs in this have a little like a raw punk edge mixed with the black metal, but at the end of the day, it's just purely sinister black metal. Nothing, it's just devoid of light. nothing of any light survives. It's just pure darkness and evil. Just love it. And then probably my favorite Satanic Warmaster release is right here. Opferblunt is I think it was the first Satanic Warmaster album that I actually really got into. And I made sure I bought it right away from Hell's Headbangers, of course. And Black Destiny, Bound in Lust and Hate, A Werewolf Cries in Agony, A Wolf Cries in Anger is great. Pentagram in Wood, and then Farewell to the Fallen, the last track. This album, when it comes to the songs and the production, it's definitely, to me, the top Satanic Warmaster release. There's something about this. I've always loved how the songs sounded, the riffs, and their dynamic kind of approach at times. There's something about this release that I feel really kind of eclipsed some of the previous Satanic Warmaster releases in the catalog, and the album cover is freaking sick as hell, man. That is awesome with the wolf. Come on. Satanic Warmaster has the best album covers. They're in the top 10 if we were to start getting into a debate of great album covers. Satanic Warmaster, they're up there. You know, there ain't no pussy post-metal black metal shit. This is a real aggressive black metal band that, you know what, their album covers show it, their music shows it, they deliver all around. This is the most recent release, actually, from Satanic Warmaster, Manga. This album, I would have put in my top 10 albums, but it came out like at the end, I think, of, what was that, 2022 or something? So it was really difficult. I wrote a review for it if you want to check out on the rockmetaltemple.blogspot.com. It's there. I really like this song. The singles that came out, Baphomet, I remember that one. I didn't mind it. It was good, but when you actually listen to the full album, there's some moments on this. You can hear like atmospheric black metal touches, which is really cool. But then, of course, the just traditional raw Satanic Warmaster vibe that's going with the riffs, the drumming, and the vocals. Werewolf is a solid black metal vocalist. There's nothing, you know, to complain about. He's not trying to do anything silly or goofy or experiment in a weird way. It's just, once again, this was a really good sounding release. Just highly recommend it. Check it out. So those are my Satanic Warmaster releases. Here's another band that's on Werewolf Records, Vargrov. This is Netherstorm. You want to check it. V Chaos. He's a talented black metal musician. He's played in so many different bands. And Vargrov is one of his many projects. But this album very much reminds me of... Oh yeah, I have it right here. In the Nightside Eclipse by Emperor. There's a lot of similarities in terms of the keyboards used, the way the riffs kind of flow and everything. A lot of people, that was one of their complaints. I don't see it as a complaint. I actually see it as, hey, this is awesome. It sounds like something that I enjoy, you know, from the past in black metal, and it's really cool to hear kind of a different take on it. So check it out, Vargrov, Netherstorm. And if you're a fan of Emperor and the Nightside Eclipse, I've had the CD for so many years, jamming it. I love it. The songs on this are truly amazing. Towards the Pantheon, one of the greatest. And then The Majesty of the Night Sky is love the guitar riff in that. And then Eye on the Black Wizards. If you were familiar with Emperor, you probably heard that song, seen the performance. I think was at Wacken. There's that one video that circulated for years, but that's why I brought the Emperor CD. This is one of my favorite releases for sure in the Nightside Eclipse. I reference it all the time when it comes to black metal and the ability to create and be creative with black metal. You know, production, guitar, talent-wise, in terms of riff structures. Highly recommend it. It's a great release. If you haven't heard it, I'm sure you damn well be getting on it. Here's Taake. Love this release as well. Dödskevad. Again, did I Dödskevad. Excuse me. Like I said, I'm definitely not the sharpest when it comes to pronunciation. I admit it. Okay? Unlike some of these politicians out there that are stumbling and bumbling around, I will admit when I make mistakes. But I still believe I'm not fully... I still have my mental faculties. So I'll just leave that one there. But this is a really cool. I was hoping to see Taake. They were going to play at the Phoenix Theater. And actually, my friends, they play in a band called Baron Altar. We're going to open for them. And because of pressure from Antifa, anti-fascist little hipster black metal bitches, they shut it down. Just like they shut down Marduk, who, speaking of favorite releases, Panzer Division. I brought this up in a previous video. I recently got this one. This is the remastered from Osmos Productions. Highly recommend. It's definitely one of my favorite black metal releases. Some of the greatest riffs and just that adrenaline pumping sound that Marduk's able to produce on that release. Amazing. But they too got shut down by Antifa and got their show canceled. And I've written many articles, actually. It started with this band. Let me pull out their release on vinyl and the CD I have on my lap. But if we were to talk about favorite black metal albums and favorite black metal bands, Graveland is my number one. If we were to make a definitive list of my top black metal bands, or if I was, excuse me. For me personally, Graveland is my favorite. I've loved the band's sound, the evolution, what Graveland's doing currently, but Thousand Swords is the release that to me just epitomizes raw, aggressive, haunting black metal. And the riffs, and the drumming, everything about this release I love. It is a true the song Blood of Christians on My Sword is amazing. So epic. Love the song. And also the Dark Battlefield. I love how the album even gives off this very battle, warlike, paganistic feel to it. And sure enough, Graveland, suffered, the same fate as so many black metal bands have, of being accused of this and that, and you're racist, and accusations drummed up, and they had their show canceled. That was the first time I actually wrote about the subject of Antifa ruining pretty much people's enjoyment of extreme music by going around in this whole cancel culture BS, where they said, well, Graveland's a racist band. And it's like, okay, give me your points. Well, I saw something on the internet. What did you see on the internet? And I love the twisting and taking out of context. Marduk, especially, was suffering from that, where people would take things and nitpick and be like, well, they sing about World War II and Nazis, so they must be Nazis. That's a horrible example and a horrible argument. You know how many people are interested in World War II? I mean, the history of Nazis, and have studied just for the historical context. Not everyone that freaking is fascinated about World War II history is going around and advocating for a new Holocaust. God damn. Yes, there are bands out there. Don't, be fooled. There are black metal bands, punk bands, thrash metal bands, I'm sure. Hell, there's probably even some indie pop hipster that has some sort of screwed up ideology that's promoting some radical agenda. Sure, that's out there. But the black metal bands that were targeted, in my opinion, and pretty much just forcibly going after venues and saying, you better make sure they don't play or else, which is harassment. And again, that's ridiculous. It's just BS. And like I said, if you check out the blog, there's a couple articles I had written about this subject, because as a fan of Graveland, and I was a fan of Graveland, I'll say this, before I really started going on the internet and really reading, because I didn't really get into social media, I'll be honest, until I started my radio show in college around 2011. So when I was in high school, I was not paying attention. I was just listening to this stuff and enjoying it, right? Checking it out. I'd find on YouTube, and then I'd go out and I'd try to buy the albums if I could on CD. Again, not the time collecting vinyl, but I had iTunes at the time. I never was into downloading illegally. And if you watch a previous video, I even state that I've never downloaded illegally. I'm against that shit. But when you're in high school, and they weren't making and re-releasing a lot of this stuff, you'd have to find it or you listen on YouTube. But anyway, getting back to, I wasn't aware of a lot of the BS that was going around, these keyboard warriors, and it just got, to me, it got worse around 2017. The Antifa and all this BS, cancel culture stuff just out of control. And it's sad because, people that want to try to go after Graveland, you're missing out. And here's an example is Graveland, The Hour of Ragnarok, the most recent full-length release from this band, tremendous. I just have to just throw this out there. This album is so epic, so brilliant. The production, it has almost like a cinematic feel to it. Has black metal elements, but then gets into the pagan sort of metal elements as well. And it's kind of gotten to this new level. And if you're a fan of Graveland's early stuff, the raw and the glare of burning churches, right? That period and the early demos, okay. You're going to say, well, this isn't like that. But there's still little touches in this new material, the stories, getting into the mythology. It just really delivers. And I would highly recommend it. So I always laugh at, and I said, a lot of these people, I think they're trying to cancel Graveland are just freaking jealous because musically they're doing so well. And this album is a prime example. So check it out. Graveland, Hour of Ragnarok. But one of my favorite releases, Thousand Swords. Definitely an album I'm happy I have in my collection. Quickly, just wanted to throw out, I've shared this before in a video, Nocturnal Mortem. Lunar Poetry. This album, solid release as well. Ukrainian black metal, really cool as the colors for this album. It's actually got the blue and the yellow, so it's like a Ukrainian, again, flag vinyl. These guys are awesome. Great group. Nocturnal Mortem. Check them out. And then I was going to share, here's the only album I have from Gorgoroth, because it's the only album from Gorgoroth that I like. Under the Sign of Hell. There's some other Gorgoroth releases I don't mind. I just personally, I like Pest as a singer. I think he was the best singer for Gorgoroth. No offense to all you people that like Gaul. I just never got into Gaul. And then the whole, well, Gaul's personality, honestly. And again, I have nothing against his, I know his sexuality, he's gay. I just, the other stuff, he's just a nut. And I don't know. I just feel like this release, there's something about how the songs, how everything came together, the drum sound on this. I really love the drumming. Great, great drumming on this album. Infernus, I think, probably his guitar playing is, in my opinion, the most just fascinating. I love the riffs on this release. Everything else that came after, and just, was that the Destroyer or something? So I just never got into it. I'm sorry. Personally, Gorgoroth for me, Under the Sign of Hell, it's a good release. I think I have it on, it's on white vinyl too. But music, I care about the music, and that's why it's my favorite release from that band. I know they played an important part of the Norwegian black metal scene. The live video they did there was that. Didn't they play in Poland? I've seen it. Gaul, okay, you know, got the corpse paint, the blood, looks like satanic Jesus. Got the people, you know, crucified on stage. I got the animal heads and black metal, right? Okay, but musically, the stuff of Gaul I just never got into. Personal opinion. But anyway, so that's all my black metal releases. Quick shout, I want to talk about Fragments of Horror. Give a recommendation for manga. This is Junji Ito, is the author and artist. He's amazing. If you are into horror and manga, or just, you know, want a good horror kind of story and with artwork, you gotta check this guy out. You could tell he was influenced by H.P. Lovecraft, a lot of the horror directors, creators from, you know, Japan. He's been around for a long time. You know, he's influential artist himself. But I even think back to like some of the horror films that have come out, you know, in the history of Japanese cinema. Gosh, you know, you look at it and look at the video games that they've created over the years that are pretty, you know, insane in terms of horror, surrealism. I mean, Silent Hill right there, right? You know, that original concept, that's just crazy what they did there, and some of the other games they've created. But getting back to Junji Ito as an artist, it's crazy. And the stories in this one, especially Fragments of Horror, pretty out there. Pretty crazy, which I like. I think it's awesome. Anyway, last thing before I wrap this video up. The Strangers. If you're familiar with this horror film, they're making a new one. They're actually going to make like 3 of them or something. There's going to be like The Strangers 3 parts or something. I saw the trailer. Okay. The first Strangers movie, the original one that came out in like 2006, had Liv Tyler in it. I'm so glad she died. Well, it's a spoiler, but if you hadn't seen it, I'm sorry, but she dies, which was great because I hate her. She's a horrible actress. Not bad. Not bad. You know, psychological thriller, you know, horror. These 3, you know, people come upon a husband and wife out in a remote house, you know, and they're torturing and, you know, kind of, you know, scaring them, right? It's that type of, you know, horror film. And the second one, The Strangers Who Pray at Night, it's okay. Good soundtrack in it. It had Kim Wilde. Some other 80s one-hit wonders I thought was interesting during some of the scenes. So actually, that was the best part of that film, was the scenes where you would have like Bonnie Tyler, you know, total eclipse of the heart, while the brother is fighting off the guy with the sack over his face with the axe. That was interesting. In the pool, right? You know, it's like it's the most awkward pairing. Which that film, I think, had me interested, and I kept watching it, even though some of the actors, like the lead actress, sucked. I mean, she was like a little teenage, whiny, bitchy girl that, again, whenever you're rooting for the people in the film to die, I don't know if that's a good thing. Aren't you supposed to root for the people to survive the attackers? And that's the thing when I saw this trailer for the new one. It's like a young Gen Z couple or something that's traveling across country. They're staying in this town in an Airbnb. And sure enough, the three killers find this place, and the couple stay there. And it's pretty much going to be like the first film, I feel. But you know what? Just the trailer alone, the actress who plays the female that's staying with her husband in the house, or what have you, this young woman. Already, I'm rooting for her to die. So that's maybe where, again, I feel like, is this a good thing or a bad thing, Hollywood? Because when it comes to horror, a lot of the times, I'm telling you, it's like back in the day with Halloween, you actually wanted Laurie Strode to survive. Or you look at like Candyman, or you look at, I mean, some of the horror actresses I look back in the day in the films, you weren't rooting for the killer that much. Nowadays, I feel like I'm rooting for the killer most of the time, and that's not a good thing. So, is it? I don't know. I'll let you people decide. If you've seen the trailer for this new Strangers, let me know what your thoughts. I'm on the fence. Again, the people they've selected. What the heck was that noise? Sounds like some banging. Anyway, it's not thunder, something else, but big raccoons or something up in the attic. I don't know. But anyway, tell me what you think of it. I want to get anybody's thoughts if you're into horror movies like I am. The new Strangers trailer. 3 parts. There's going to be 2 more films, which that has me on the fence as well. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. If not, I could give a damn. But yeah, check out some of these releases I recommended. You will do better in life. Or your neighbors will think even more highly of you. Have a good one. Rob Milguy signing off.